You might buy a good truck from someone, but like I said, most likely I heard things about the small dealers here and there. So I went with Freightliner. When I went to go buy my truck, I was blessed enough to go to Freightliner and actually went with their select trucks. Select trucks are basically fleet trucks from bigger companies that they sell to Freightliner. So I believe that the maintenance and was kept with bigger freight instead of, I mean, I said bigger freight, but with the bigger companies, I think they do a better job at maintaining their trucks. So I believe that buying your first truck, you want a healthy start, and you want to have that security with a bigger company. That's why I went to Freightliner. It was in Georgia, in Jefferson. I think it was exit 140 or 139, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, if you want any information, just leave a comment at the bottom, and I'll let you know the dealership. But like I said, it went smooth. It was real smooth, by the way. Before that, I was gonna go through these lease banks that were, oh man, that was predatory lending at its finest. I mean, they wanted to lease the vehicle, then they had a ridiculous buyout at the end, where if I would have purchased the truck for 40, 30,000, I would end up paying almost 70, 80,000 because they had a ridiculous buyout at the end. So with this deal went better because it was a buyout. So it was like financing a car. So like I said, and everything went smooth with that process, me going to Freightliner. I thought because they were a bigger company, they would want more paperwork. It would be strenuous like all the other banks that I dealt with before. They wanted a 2 years tax return. They wanted to know my blood type. Basically, they wanted a lot of information. But with the Freightliner, after they checked my credit, it was like, oh, okay, cool. Here's what we're going to do. You could put this amount down and we could go ahead and approve you. Here's your payments and whatever. All you got to. So all I did at that time was just sign at the line and gave them my social security and gave them the deposit. And that was it. And, being that I was working for US Xpress, and I'm still working for US Xpress, another department though, I drive for Let's Go. Like I said, great company to work for. US Xpress overall, I hear a lot of guys complaining about US Xpress. It's a great company. I can't complain. It's just, you have to find your niche in that actual company. Some people haven't found their niche, and then when in the midst of finding their niche, they hold on, I got a call coming through. Okay, they complain about the company, but like I said, it's what you make it. It's what you make it, and then you got to have a plan. You can't sit there. I know people everywhere that has different jobs. They're always complaining about their job, and I believe that's because they don't have a plan, and they're lost, and they're relying on their job for happiness, and therefore, a job can't give you happiness. A person can't give you happiness. Like I said, I acknowledge the Most High, so that's where you get joy, happiness, and all those things. If you're not fulfilled within, you can't get that from nobody, no company, no material possessions can't do that. You got to be right spiritually with the Creator. So that's on a different level. But like I said, it's just important that you plan while you're working at a job. Don't just sit there idled and get complacent and expect to be happy. But let me go on to the next one. I don't want to keep you guys too long. So like I said, I bought it at Freightliner, no problems. Oh, I also bought it with a warranty. So when you want to buy a truck, your first time jumping out there, for those that's taking a risk for the first time, go ahead, buy a warranty for the truck. I paid it was like $5,000-$6,000 for mine, but it covers me for 2 years. That's the differential, injectors, the actual motor, and the transmission. And like I said, I needed that peace of mind, so I bought it. Okay. And with that being said, I made sure I didn't get a truck that was overly expensive. A lot of guys feel like they got to spend 80, 90,000 to get a 2013, 14. They think the newer it is, the better it is. But me, I got a 2010 because I didn't want the DEF fluid, and I felt like that was best for me at the time, So the DEF fluid, I wanted to bypass that, so I got an older model. I got the 2010, but it looks good, man. I mean, it runs good. Under the hood looked good. The belts, the hoses, everything was on point. I've been driving the truck now for going on almost 6 months. No problem, man. Everything looking good, man. I got calls coming through. All right, so real quick. So that's what I suggest. For whatever reason, like I said, from the 2007 to 2010 models, they didn't have the DEF fluid. So remember that for some of you guys that's out there that's want to buy a truck, you know, as owner operators, you don't want to incur extra expenses if you don't have to. And you don't have to get an expensive truck. Like I said, my budget, I was right in the $50,000 range. That's what I think. That's what I felt like I could handle. And the note is fairly low. I'm less than 12 a month. And it's cool for me, you know. I pay that with no problem. And like I said, I take care of my truck. I don't abuse it, and I just drive it, because as a owner operator, you have to drive. Your driving style has to change, because as a company driver, guys are on the gas. They don't warm up their trucks. A lot of things has changed once I became my own operator and owned my own truck. I have a different approach now to driving my truck opposed to when I was a company driver. So whatever, all that's gonna have to change. All right. Now, like I said, let me see what else I didn't touch. Oh, okay, real important. When you are going to go buy a truck, take this in consideration, because I spoke to a lot of truck drivers. They said a lot of guys like the Detroits, the older Detroit, and if I'm not mistaken, the DD15, I hear guys talk about a lot. DD12, if I'm not, it's either of those two. I'm not big on Detroit. Me, I always had it out for Cummins, so I got a Cummins ISX, I got the 387, if I'm not mistaken. The EGR valve is on the left side. But like I said, mind you, I'm not a motor man. I'm not a mechanic or whatever. I'm learning as I go. Like I told you, I'm learning a lot about the motor through YouTube's. Shout out to Roz. I listen to him a lot. You know, I try not to bounce around to too many YouTubers out there making videos. I just stick to people that's on the same page that I'm on. I'm gonna always shout out to Casanova. He motivated me too as well. He has a lot of good information he puts out there. So like I said, those are the two people that I really listen to. I listen to Casanova because he has a lot of information on independent owner operating. So I like his insight and his advice. Okay, just real quick again. And yeah, so for owner operators, the Detroit motors are real good. But like I said, I went with the Cummins. And Cat, I got a buddy of mine, he has a Cat. He's been running that thing months, and he hasn't had problems, serious downtime, or any big issues going on. So those trucks I know are reliable through personal experience, because I used to drive for him, a buddy of mine's, and I never had any problems with that truck either. Only thing, I'm not gonna lie to you, 2008, it was a 2008 Peterbilt 387, and the Arter head they had a lot of issues with the Arter head with the Cats. Those that's been trucking know what I'm talking about, and that was the only issue. But like I said, eventually he ended up deleting that, but that was the only thing that gave him problems constantly, man, that regenning and whatnot. But after he removed that, he never had any issues with the car. Only thing he has to do is top it off every 15,000 miles with oil, because we all know the Cats, they burn a lot of gas. So I mean, not gas, they burn a lot of that too, but like I said, they also burn oil. So you got to check the oil, top it off. Same thing with the Cummins too, but it's every like 15,000. I change my oil every 20,000. But like I said, every 15 I always check, and it's down a few notches, so I top it off, whatever. But me personally, Cummins and Cat is my preference. You understand me? I know a lot of Detroit heads out there ain't gonna feel that, but like I said, that's what I feel like. Because like I said, you know, Detroit make a lot of soft parts, so you know, a lot of things you got to switch out after a while, because you know they're cheaper parts. And with Cummins, it's right down the middle. They got real reliable parts. So like I said, downtime's not that much. So like I said, that's my opinion on the two motors that I would look at is Cummins and Cat. If you're a owner operator trying to be out there for the longevity and you want a good long lasting truck, you know, if you look on truck paper, you'll see that people have Cummins motors that are going 1 million plus, cat motors, $1.25 million plus. That's if you're maintaining the truck and taking care of it, staying on top of your oil changes, changing filters. You know, if you're abusing your truck, it's not going to be good to you. So that's another thing. Don't think these trucks are going to be good to you if you're not good to the truck. So, like I said, that's my video all in a nutshell. You know, I try to be short, but like I said, you know, sometimes I want to break things down and be a little thorough. But like I said, I'm going to be coming out with new videos. Like I said, when I'm on my home time, Fidel Castro, let me tell you, I was on my home time when you sent me that request. And when I'm on my home time, it's all about family at that point. I said, okay, as soon as I get on the road, I'm going to go ahead and make that video. So sorry for the wait. But like I said, hope this video helps you and any other truck drivers that's getting in the game. All right, take care. I'm out.